Hey, what is up guys, Massive here, back to do another video, and today I have another awesome game on Tournament Apocalypse, one of the least played, possibly one of the most underrated maps in the game. It plays a lot like Tournament Arena. Build orders on Tournament Arena work on this map all the same, except maybe the rushes, because the rush distance is a little bit less, but when you expand to your expansion, all the same rules apply to War Factory. Aggression can punish your third refinery. Lots of things can be used in the mid game to attack your enemy because your tip field is exposed to the opponent. So, interesting map. I'm going to take my Tiber spike. Of course, there is only one spike per player on this map. There's an EMP control center situated in the south. And this map was made by Technique. I can't say I'm a big fan of the lighting of this map, but gameplay wise, it is very underrepresented. So I think this is a change of scenery, so to speak. I'm going to be playing as the marked of Kane, and my opponent Senna will be playing as the Reaper-17. I had quite a number of amazing games actually versus Senna, but I'm going to post these day by day so I have content. I don't want to spam lots of content which I know is kind of mediocre. I want to wait until I get a good game before I post it on my YouTube channel. I'd rather go for quality over quantity. So if it means you guys having to wait 2 or 3 days or 4 days for a good game, then I think that's better than just posting any old game every single day. I think that is a better approach. I do have some other videos to come. I did edit a series, a best of 9 series between two pro players. That will be featured on my channel possibly after this video goes live. I'm going to mix the content. I'm going to have show match commentaries. I'm going to have commentaries of replays. I may even make a third installment of the 10 things you didn't know about Kane draft, though that is obviously a high effort video, so that may take a week to do. The last 2 videos of that were received exceptionally well. I got 20,000 and 11,000 views respectively. Some of my most viewed videos, and the effort I put into the intros of those, oh man, it was worth it in the end. That was the most talked about thing with those videos. So this game, just ecoing up, going for Scorpion tanks because I know I haven't scouted my opponent, and Seekers can be brutal. What players would normally do here is go for a power plant after their third refinery, but I'm going to skip that, power down my third ref, so I'm still on power, and the second war factory that I'm building won't be slowed down in production. That's going to help me withstand this push. I'm going to be able to repair my Scorpion tanks up, the ones that are getting targeted. I'm going to unpower this refinery just so this harvester can dock in it. Maybe the harvester can tack a shot or 2. No, I don't want to lose it, obviously. This is a significant commitment by Senna. He's using the reconstruction drones and the lightning spike. I pull the harvester off the line. You can't afford to be really taking any economic damage against Reaper-17 because they have so much eco, it's unreal. They have Icor seeds, they have the growth stimulators, which provides them with $15 every 5 seconds of passive income. If you have like 4 or 5 of those, then do the math. 5 times 15, and it's every 5 seconds. Possibly the same as having 1 tier spike, or almost the same. Which is no small, I mean, it's not a big amount of resources, but nonetheless, the growth accelerator effect is still applying. That's just extra income that you wouldn't normally get. But yeah, Reaper-17 on this map. I don't think you can even put a growth stimulator on the expansion tier field, which is an interesting map design. I'm not sure if Technique intended for that, but you can see there is a Tiberium crystal in the center of that tip field there, which means you probably can't place a structure. He must have done that for gameplay reasons. Can't see why else. Maybe he was afraid of tib infestation hives being OP. Those are never seen. They're only good against screen factions, if you see a bunch of descents on a tip field, you can put the infestation hive on that field and it would kill all of the descents instantly. Aside from that though, the damage is too insignificant. It's kind of annoying. Put my barracks right next to that operation center, blocked my 4th refinery from being dropped, and this is unfortunately quite an issue for me. My opponent is spamming lots of Seekers, dev tanks there, descent as well. This is quite a brutal army. However, Senna has completely neglected my Scorpion tank force. Mechapede's coming out for him. I detect a harvest. I'm going to go ahead and target that one down. Maybe I can EMP this Mechapede and focus it down with those beam cannons. Tech center is in my sight. Mechapede almost goes down, but Senna does use the Stasis Shield to halt that attack. Stasis Shield possibly could have been used on that force of Scorpion tanks, but that would have been fine by me anyways. Would have forced his army back, and I would have been given time to build my army. Right now, the resource I'm lacking is time. I just don't have the time to combat this force of units which he's going to send to me. I've only got like 1 Enlightened squad there and 2 beam cannons. How am I going to stop that? Well, this is what I did. I'm going to go for a Hand of Nod. I'm going to start training those Enlightened squads. The area of effect of the EMP with Enlightened is pretty insane, and I can't afford to make even a single error here. I'm going to focus down that Mechapede head. Avatar comes out. I built those beam cannons to equip to my Avatar, so it gets that secondary beam. So I'm going to go ahead, in the midst of this carnage, I'm going to equip a beam cannon to this Avatar and get it nearby that war factory, just so it is repairing whilst it is in combat. In fact, it may be slightly out of the repair radius. No, it is getting some repairs now, but that's great for me. The tripod does get focused down. Devour tank as well. 1 dev tank less. I am trying to focus that down, and it's just a handful of Seekers at this point. Not really going to break through that single Avatar holding the line. And even if I had lost it there, I could have just built a Hand of Nod again and built an engineer and captured it back, because I do have the cybernetic legs. Saboteurs do benefit also from that upgrade. They move exceptionally fast. I see several people ask me if this is a modded version of Kane's draft because Saboteurs move so quickly, and no, it's actually designed to be that way. Saboteurs get the Mark of Kane cybernetic legs upgrade as well. It's just you don't see them very often. Nor do you see people deliberately upgrade their avatars with beam cannons. So I'm just going to go and wait until I have enough resources to use the cloaking field. I've got 2 avatars, that's my army. I've got a veterancy status on 1 of the avatars. So I'm assessing my options here. I can't really win through attrition at this point. I just don't have the eco to do it. Senna is well ahead of me when it comes to eco, and he's possibly getting his epic unit out now. Tripods, all of that will be coming out for him. So I have to think of an alternative strategy, and since I'm a Nod faction, you can approach this from a very asymmetric way. Nod doesn't need to fight directly, so that's why I stealthed those avatars up. And a quick little tip that I'm going to share here, which I really wanted to save for my 10 more things you didn't know about Kane's draft, is the fact that the cloaking field support power for Mark of Kane has half the cooldown of the Nod one. It is made that way on purpose, but that's just one additional perk of playing the Mark of Kane. This avatar just milking these shard walkers. I'm setting power plants off just so I can impede those forces and dispose of them. Whilst that is happening, some Enlightened getting taken out there. I think the Buzzle Storm was used, but I did lose a handful of units. That was unfortunate. I've got just a singular avatar there. That is it for me. More Enlightened coming out. That dual vet avatar will hunt down that last shard walker, and the Hexapod is out for Senna. He's got quite an army still. He's also got an expansion. He's set up a third. So let us see how this goes. Building the Voice of Kane, of which you can build more than one in 1.02 plus now. The limit of 1 was removed, which is kind of a big deal for Mount of Kane, though these enlightened without the supercharged particle beams aren't going to do much damage anyways, even with the rate of fire increase that this statue provides. So I locked down the hexapod, and my avatar is going to start focusing down this tripod, and I immediately switched targets to focus down the other one with the shield, just to ping off that shield so my enlightened EMP can lock not just 1 but 2 of those tripods down. It will allow my avatar to inflict maximum DPS on those tripods. 2 avatars fall. Now these shard walkers are getting focused down. I'm deliberately choosing to finish off units with my elite avatar so it gets as much veterancy as possible, and there you see it guys, a heroic avatar, a sight that you have seen many a time on my channel. And several people surprisingly in this game believe that avatars are weak in Kane's Wrath. It's not that they are weak, it's that in Kane's Wrath they buffed the beam attachment whilst making the primary weapon a little bit weaker. And I think that was a great approach to the avatar, encouraging the commandeer technology more. I think we don't want to get rid of that. So look how much damage this heroic avatar is doing with its dual beam. It is taking on an Eradicator hexapod here, getting healed up by a corruptor and a warp sphere, but that was not enough to out repair the damage being dealt by this avatar. Look at this avatar go, killing all those gunwalkers, killing all of those shard walkers. And Senna's army just fell to bits there. Units getting sniped out of the warp sphere the moment they spawn. And that is going to be that. Senna can't believe it. That's the second time, or possibly even more than that, that he has succumb to the heroic avatar, and I thought that was a pretty good comeback. It's a short game, I know, but I still wanted to highlight it because it was a fun one for me, and definitely a memorable one on a map that isn't played too often. So I thoroughly enjoyed that game, and I hope you all did as well, guys. And that defense, that hold at my expansion was what led to that alternate win condition with the heroic avatar. So that is going to be it. So thank you very much again guys for watching this video. If you did, then don't forget to hit the like button. I'd really do appreciate that. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank all of my Patreon members for continuing to support me at this patch that I'm working on, the 4K mod, and of course my YouTube content. So this is going to be me, Master Leaf. Peace out.